1928, deep within the cliffs of Egypt, a doorway was found, sealed tight for thousands of years. Egyptians believed every king was meant to live forever. So they carved their names into stone, their faces onto the walls of their tombs. But one name is missing. A pharaoh who ruled, and then vanished. No records, no mummy, only an empty tomb, and a silence so complete until one day, in the Valley of the Kings, as the world was still echoing with Tutankhamun's discovery, another doorway emerged from the dust. A French team, led by Alexandre Varil, uncovered something unusual, a tomb entrance, deliberately filled with rubble. Every image defaced, but the tomb wasn't empty. It had been used. The architecture was royal. The layout matched other 18th dynasty burials. But there was no name, no inscription, no clue to who lay here, except one detail the destroyers missed. A single partial hieroglyph hidden beneath a layer of plaster, the symbol for ruler of the two lands. In ancient Egypt, erasing a name wasn't vandalism, it was annihilation. Egyptians believed your soul survived only as long as your name was spoken. To chisel it from stone was to kill you twice, once in life, once in eternity. It wasn't done by grave robbers. It was done by the state. But why? What could a pharaoh do to deserve this? The 18th dynasty was Egypt's golden age. Amos expelled the Hyksos invaders. Hatshepsut built Deir el-Bahari. Thutmose III conquered an empire. But between the great names, there are gaps. And in those gaps, something went wrong. One theory centers on a figure archaeologists call the Amarna ghost. During the reign of Akhenaten, Egypt's religious order collapsed. The heretic king abandoned the old gods, moved the capital to a desolate plain, and declared only one deity worthy of worship, Aten, the sun disk. His revolution failed. After his death, his successors tried to bury him. His city was abandoned, his temples dismantled, his name erased. But Akhenaten wasn't the only one. There were others. Princes who took the throne during the chaos and ruled in the shadow of heresy. Some of them we know. Smenkhkare, Nefer-Neferuaten. Names that flicker in and out of the record like candle flames. Others we don't. In the Cairo Museum, there's a fragment of a king list from the Temple of Karnak. It was carved during the reign of Seti I, 3 centuries after the Amarna period. It lists every legitimate pharaoh, in order. From Menes to Seti himself, Akhenaten is missing. So is Tutankhamun. Egyptologists call them the erased kings. Rulers whose legitimacy was questioned, whose reigns were considered invalid. In 2006, a team from the University of Basel re-examined the tomb using ground-penetrating radar. They found something he had missed, a second chamber, hidden behind a false wall. Inside, fragments of a wooden coffin, pieces of gold leaf, and a canopic jar, shattered. Whoever did this wasn't looting, they were erasing, and they did it with a thoroughness that borders on obsession. So, who was he? Or she? Some scholars believe the tomb belonged to Smenkhare, a figure so obscure we're not even sure if Smenkhare was male or female. Others suggest Nefer-Neferuaten, possibly Nefertiti herself, ruling under a male throne name. But both of those figures appear in the historical record. They left traces. Another theory is darker, that the tomb belonged to a usurper, someone who seized the throne illegally, ruled briefly, and was overthrown. In Egypt, a false king was worse than a criminal. They disrupted Ma'at, cosmic order, balance. To restore harmony, every trace of them had to be destroyed, their body dismembered, their name obliterated. In Egypt, we found the tombs of servants, children, foreigners. We've deciphered the names of priests, scribes, even criminals. But this Pharaoh, whoever they were, has defeated us. Not because they were forgotten, because they were erased. And erasure, when done right, is perfect. The desert keeps secrets well, but this one, it keeps too well. There are no accidents in Egyptian royal protocol. Every name, every image, every ritual had meaning. So the absence of a name is also a message, a warning, a sentence carried out not just on the body, but on history itself. The Pharaoh they tried to erase may be the only one we'll never forget. Because mysteries live longer than monuments, and the silence they left behind speaks louder than any inscription ever could. Somewhere beneath the sand, a name is waiting.